What should have been a peaceful summer filled with family, work, and anticipation for the future turned into one of the most haunting criminal cases in Oregon's history.
This is my home! Yay!
We now know police believe Brooke was murdered, and police believe a man currently sitting in an Albuquerque jail was the one who killed her.
Brooke Wilberger was just 19 years old, a devoted sister, daughter, and student when she vanished without a trace on a quiet morning in 2004. Her disappearance would not only grip a community, but eventually uncover a predator with a terrifying past. Brooke was the fifth of 6 children in a deeply connected, loving family living in Oregon. She was known for her humility, strength, and unwavering faith as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She was athletic, intelligent, and had a warmth that made others feel safe around her. At just 16, she began dating a close family friend named Justin, who shared her values and beliefs. While he left for a 2-year mission in Venezuela, Brooke pursued her education at Brigham Young University in Utah, majoring in speech pathology, a choice inspired by her own early speech delays. After completing her freshman year, she returned to Oregon for the summer. She took a job at Oak Park Apartments in Corvallis, where her sister Stephanie was the property manager. It was an ideal arrangement. She'd work a few days each week, stay with Stephanie, and enjoy time with her family before heading back to school. On May 24th, 2004, just before noon, Brooke was outside the apartment complex doing routine cleaning tasks. Her sister last saw her filling a bucket of water, preparing to scrub down light fixtures. They planned to have lunch together later that day, but Brooke never showed up. At first, Stephanie wasn't alarmed. She even joked with her kids about starting a search party. But as time passed, unease began to set in. Walking the grounds of the apartment complex, Stephanie made a chilling discovery. The bucket and cleaning supplies were still there, right where Brooke had left them. Her flip-flops were laying nearby, muddy and torn, as if she'd been pulled out of them. Her car remained parked, locked, with her purse, phone, and wallet untouched inside. When police were called, it was immediately clear that this was not a case of a teenager running away.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I've got someone who's missing, a worker of mine that we can't seem to find. Missing from where? I'm the manager of the Oak Park Apartments, and this worker actually happens to be my sister-in-law. She's 19. When was the last time anybody saw her? Around 10:30.
Residents reported hearing a scream around 10:30 a.m., but nobody had seen anything else unusual. With no signs of Brooke, investigators quickly launched a full-scale search. The FBI was brought in. Volunteers combed the surrounding areas. The community rallied to find her. As the investigation grew, so did the list of persons of interest, and there were thousands. Benton County alone had over 2,000 registered sex offenders. Every lead was pursued. Among the most alarming was the arrest of Sung-Koo Kim, a 30-year-old man found to be hoarding thousands of pairs of stolen women's underwear, many taken from dormitories at nearby Oregon State University. Police discovered a document on his computer that laid out, in disturbing detail, a plan to commit a sexual crime and evade capture. It was a deeply unsettling find. Yet, after thorough questioning and an airtight alibi, Kim was ruled out. Still, Brooke's whereabouts remained unknown. Time passed. The fear in Corvallis grew. Then, a new lead emerged. A green minivan, possibly a 1997 model, had been seen repeatedly circling the Oregon State campus the morning Brooke disappeared. Witnesses described uncomfortable encounters with the driver. One woman recalled him asking for directions before stepping out of the van and opening the rear door, prompting her to run. Another student, who noticed the van had a Minnesota license plate, was so disturbed that she reported the incident to campus authorities. Despite these reports, the vehicle and its driver remained unidentified. It would take nearly 6 months for a breakthrough, and it came from 1,500 miles away. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, in November 2004, a young woman escaped from a horrifying abduction She had been kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and restrained with her own shoelaces, but managed to flee across a busy street, naked and bleeding, where she was rescued by a mother and her daughters. The man responsible was quickly arrested. His name was Joel Patrick Courtney, a 38-year-old with a dark, violent past, a convicted sex offender with a history of drug abuse and disturbing behavior. Courtney had lived in multiple states, leaving a trail of trauma behind him. Investigators learned that he had assaulted his own sister as a teenager and had a long history of domestic violence. Recently, his wife had filed for a restraining order. As authorities in New Mexico began piecing together his movements, one detail stood out. On May 24th, 2004, the day Brooke vanished, Courtney had been in Corvallis, Oregon. Detectives working the New Mexico case noticed an eerie similarity between the recent abduction and Brooke Wilberger's disappearance. Both victims were petite, blonde, and young. The method of attack was nearly identical. The green minivan witnesses described months earlier, it was eventually traced back to Courtney. Forensic evidence confirmed the connection. Inside the van, police discovered Brooke's DNA, as well as strands of her blonde hair in a hairband among Courtney's belongings. Although the evidence was overwhelming, Courtney refused to cooperate for years. It wasn't until 2009, 5 long years after Brooke was abducted, that he finally confessed. In exchange for avoiding the death penalty, he led investigators to Brooke's body. He had dumped her remains in a remote forest near the Oregon coast. Joel Courtney is now serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Brooke Wilberger's case left a permanent scar on the community. A young woman, full of promise and kindness, was stolen from the world in a brutal, senseless act. Yet, amid the grief, there was determination. Her family never gave up. Law enforcement never stopped digging. And thanks to the courage of another survivor, justice was ultimately served. Brooke's memory lives on, not only in the hearts of those who loved her, but in a community forever changed by her story. Thanks for watching. If you would like a deep dive, please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.